Hello everyone, and welcome to another stream of Chobo Team League from Week 1. This match was between Chobo Team 6 and Team Rival Gaming. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Chobo Team League, it is a league set up for players anywhere from bronze to diamond to have a lot of fun, learn more about the game, and compete in a team format. So as soon as I get my replays refreshed, I'm gonna head right into set one. It was between, let's see, gotta find it. There we go. Spoom versus Gridlock. This one was on Habitation Station and is a Bronze/Silver League match. Get the scene switched over while that loads and head right into the game. So, spawning here in the upper left on Habitation Station, as our orange Terran, we have Spoom for Chobo Team 6. And, for Team Rival Gaming, as our purple Terran, we have Gridlock. So, got some TVT action on the way for you. Now, I've cast a lot of the matches between teams this week for the Chobo Team League. I don't know if you caught any of my earlier casts, but while these players are just starting out, I wanted to make a few noted corrections from my earlier casts. One of them is in the match between Vortex Esports and, I don't even remember who their opponent was. That was the first week. Anyway, I was wondering what was going on with one of the matches there. I'll look up that info later to make the correction full. But the player from Vortex had obviously won, and I believe it was actually listed as a Gold League match. And what had happened was that a player who was too high of league was playing in that match, which is why it was awarded to their opponent. Anyway, so far we've got pretty similar builds coming out. Main difference being that Gridlock has already just finished his first refinery, whereas Spoom has gone gasless so far. So we're probably going to see either a Reaper or early Reactor out of Gridlock. Getting a few Marines first, though. And interestingly, delaying his orbital command just a little bit. General tip for all you Terran players, you should pretty much never delay your orbital command. As soon as you finish that barracks, build that orbital command. It is always better for you to wait and actually build that orbital command. Economically in the long run, and even in the short run. So we have a second command center coming up pretty quick for Spoom here. No surprises, he has gone gasless so far and is still going gasless. So he's going for that pure minerals and fast expansion route. Also notice that he hasn't made any sort of a wall off So playing with a pretty greedy build there, although he is building Marines for early defense in case he needs them. Note his minerals are getting remarkably high again, so probably going to see a lot of stuff built out of him pretty quick. Right over on the other side of the map, Gridlock tearing down those tiles and building up his second base. Just banking that gas for now. Oh, actually, he does have a factory on the way. And now is... Back over on the other side of the map, we see Spoom morphing his second command center into an orbital command and just getting his Marines in place. Second barracks coming up as well for Gridlock. Whereas Spoom is now up to 3 barracks and is adding a tech lab onto one of them. Gridlock building a reactor at his factory, probably to be used with the starport though. And starting up a tech lab on, yep, both of his barracks actually, probably going for quick upgrades and possibly heavy marauders instead of Marines. See Stim Pack on the way for Spoom, as well as +1 on infantry attack and his factory. His factory just finished up and is immediately building a tech lab, so probably going to see some Marine tank play, I'd wager. As over on the other side of the map, we do see both of those tech labs being used, Stim Pack and combat shields coming together for Gridlock. As well as another reactor on the way for that starport. So actually he did leave the reactor on the factory. I wonder who he's going to be building out of it. Hellions perhaps? Possibly Hellbats if he gets up an early armory. Anyway, Gridlock does have his first medevac on the way. And Spoom continuing to take more gas, and that first siege tank is just about to pop out of that factory. Neither player really having moved out of their base yet, other than Spoom with an SCV holding the watchtower in the middle. That Widow Mine is the farthest thing forward out of Gridlock for the moment. Spoom continuing to scan his opponent. In fact, both players scanning back and forth rather than sending scouts over. Gridlock does have a decent wall off with these supply depots. Not necessarily perfect placement, but it definitely does make a wall. See Spoom heading across the map with a pile of Marines, Marauders, and a pair of siege tanks. Scanning ahead to see what he's about to find when he moves forward, but he does not know about this Widow Mine. See how that comes into play as he starts his attack. A few more Widow Mines coming to join the first one. As he saw those burrow, though, it's not necessarily the best strategic decision, as he knows they're all there and will probably scan now as soon as he gets the energy for it. In the meantime, we see the Gridlock building medevac. The starport and +1 infantry armor. No, I see. It's the Gridlock up here. Makes sense. My players play one. Gridlock. Spoom, which is the one attacking here, does not yet have a starport. As Gridlock is sending down his medevacs to start using it. But siege tanks are doing a pretty good job with those Marines and Marauders. There's allowing Spoom to... Well, the trade has been surprisingly even so far. Heavy Marauder force first came off for Gridlock, allowing him to completely clean up this attack with minimal losses. So, gives a mild lead to Gridlock at the moment, getting a noticeable mineral bank. Which means most likely it should be making even more barracks to get out even more Marines and Marauders. He's already up to 5 barracks, 3 of which have reactors. Spoom messing up another army again. Very similar composition to the previous army that went forth. And he is now getting out his first medevacs, and his armory is coming down. As well as a third base. Whereas Spoom has not yet built a third CC, being content to stay on 2 bases and adding on more barracks. Will is continuing troop production and also 2-2. Whereas we don't see... Oh, I see. That's 1-1, which will actually put him back even with Spoom. For some reason, I'm mixing up my players today again and again. And Gridlock now getting down his third base over here. Siege tanks sieging up as another engagement is set to occur. Those siege tanks are really doing work as the Marines and Marauders are spin forward. Trying not to go too far forward and face off with those forces as they do have much superior medevac support, but actually not sure why that siege tank just exploded. He may have mistargeted his own siege tank. Anyway, we have this engagement now going down in full on the map. The Widow Mines kind of randomly running around as the Marines and Marauders all engage. The siege tanks all go down as the Marines and Marauders get on top of them. But Spoom's infantry forces stand strong and run forward, destroying all these supply depots, even though they're down, choosing to destroy them rather than simply walk in. Those medevacs are just about out of healing power. And Gridlock is pulling his SCVs, but Spoom lifts up into the medevac and sends his troops up north to start camping and dealing with Gridlock's supply. Now, he didn't have enough troops to really handle that, which is a bit unfortunate for him, but he did a good amount of damage with that attack. But as he is mostly out of army, we might see the Gridlock move out with the counterattack. He does have a small army rebuilt. And the Gridlock continues to grow a pretty massive mineral bank. So if you're watching this Gridlock, it's probably a good idea to build even more barracks if you're getting that many minerals. Got that many minerals, more production, more production, more production. And finding himself supply blocked after losing all of those supply depots, which isn't that much of a surprise. In fact, he has 8 supply depots on the way to replace all of that lost supply space, which is probably a pretty good idea. Army's posturing for control in the center of the map. Spoom's SUV from very early in the game finally going down as Gridlock has walked to that half of the map for the first time. More and more scans going down to see what they might see. Seeing pretty much nothing other than one Marine blundering into the edge of the scan. So it looks like Gridlock is trying to force this engagement. Both players steaming up and starting to fight. The siege tanks continuing to do work, but might well be doing work for both sides. The Gridlock sitting right on top of Spoom's army. However, Spoom once again ends up standing strong with just a little bit superior force. Both players continuing production behind this as Spoom marches forward, taking down the penny packets of troops that the Gridlock is still rallying out at them. As a general strategy tip, it might have been a lot better to mass up those troops rather than sending them out in penny packets like that. They don't get that much damage, especially with all those medevacs and support. Marines and Marauders moving up into the base. SCVs being pulled again for the Gridlock and Spoom picking up his force. I don't know why I think he needs to get done. Anyway, Spoom's force is now starting to clean up the forces as they come out. Now completely camping the production of Gridlock here. Takes down one of the barracks. Continues to take out everything that comes out right as it comes out. Also continues to send troops across the map, bring them across with medevacs as reinforcements to his small pack of Marines and Marauders still in Gridlock's base. And Gridlock GG's out as, even though he has that mineral bank, he has, all of his production is going down. That'll be it for game